Hey hello everybody, it's Tran here and welcome back to Library of Ruina. This time we are back into the familiar mod of New Game Plus. Today we have two new receptions to beat, both of which are in the Urban Play chapter. We'll try to beat the reception of Gaze Office Plus as well as the reception of the Carnival Plus. Or just the Carnival, I guess. Let's start with the reception of Gaze Office, which features three new enemies: Alec Plus, Delec Plus and Bono Plus, and luckily we don't have to go through an entire act before those, so we can just face off against them. Alec has 233 HP, 74 stag resist, which is weird because that's out of HP while the stag resist is like at the level of us. That's kind of weird. He is weak to slash damage and endures all stagger damage, as well as is ineffective to blunt damage, which is interesting. He has speed 2, triple R suit, meaning that he can store up to 20 charges at once, energy discharge, unstable charge. Wait, so this is the ability of, I think, Kane Office, and then the ability of Bada, then his ability from his first reception, and then we have the Gaze Office Leadership. At the start of the act, inflict 1 blinding and paralysis to all enemies. If you lose HP when you have charged more than 5, then gain 1 charge. Reset emotion levels each act to 0. I guess this should translate to when you take damage and have 5 or more charge, you will gain 1 charge upon taking damage or something. And we have draw support 1, of course. They also feature a couple of new pages. We have Unavoidable Gaze Plus. On use, spend 4 charge to restore 3 light for 0 cost and inflicts paralysis on hit, 2 paralysis actually. This is similar to the... what that page called? Energy conversion, right. This is very similar to energy conversion, but it doesn't have a on hit draw on page, it just inflicts paralysis. But I think that page might have costed 1 light, or maybe not. Then we have Opportunity Taken. On use, gain 4 charge, and then it has 3 dice which have 2 to 4, and they add plus 3 power on this die and 1 vulnerable next scene if target has paralysis. This means that it will inflict 1 vulnerable on hit if target has paralysis. I still don't know what vulnerable is, I have not been inflicted with this status effect, so we'll see. And now Observe. On use, gain 3 strength next scene, and then on hit inflict 2 paralysis, and on hit gain 2 strength. So unlike the usual Observe, where it doesn't matter if you clash with it or not, it will give strength, this one also does, but it also will give even more strength on hit, meaning that we should clash with it all the time. Next we have Delec, who actually has a really close HP to Alec. I actually did not expect that, but she does have lower stag resist. Also, Alec's page has pretty high speed, while Delec has normal speed. She is weak to blunt damage, she is ineffective against pierce stagger, double endures slash, also endures pierce damage, so we only have to use blunt on her, as she is weak and normal. We have speed 2, triple R suit, once again, energy discharge, unstable charge, Gaze of leadership, and draw support 1, so everything is the same except for this ability. She has the same Unavoidable Gaze Plus, plus she has Zap and Discharge, on use gain 5 charge. It has 2 really strong block dice, which inflict 1 paralysis, bind and vulnerable next scene on clash win, and the last die adds plus 3 power on this die and vulnerable next scene if target has paralysis. Next we have her last page, Discharge and Shock. On use gain 4 charge, on clash win inflict 1 paralysis, binding and vulnerable next scene, and the same goes for the second die. This page is pretty strong. Also, I see that all those pages just give you charge, and the only way to use them to use the charge is Unavoidable Gaze. Weird. Next we have Bono, who has the same things, but also has draw support above Gaze Office Leadership for some reason, and only has speed 3 and speed 2. And he has the same Unavoidable Gaze, also has You Need to Die, add plus 3 power and vulnerable, the same ability. The page is really strong for attack, I think I might use this in future. Then he has Structural Analysis Plus. On use, spend 4 charge to restore 3 light. On use, gain 5 strength next scene. On use? What? Wait, not even on hit, that's an insane ability. 5 strength on use. I hope this is a misprint and it should be on hit, because if it is on use, that's kind of weird. Also, I guess then it can be destroyed by Mestax. Then we have Binding Arms, without a plus actually. It's just called Binding Arms. On use, lower this page's cost by 1, up to 2 times. Well, the same ability as usual, and has a much higher roll with a 3 bind infliction, and the counter dice as well. Also, Bono does have the lowest HP out of them all, is ineffective against Slash, Endure slash Stagger, double Endurance Blunt, and is double normal to Pierce, meaning that he does not have a weakness unlike Elec or Delec, so that tells us why he has this lower HP. Okay, we only have 4 people here to fight, so we will have no advantage on speed dice, we'll have the exact same amount at them. So we'll have to fight like this. Okay, once again they have a lot of speed and they inflict a lot of bind on the first scene. Why do they? Oh yeah, because they all use 1 bind on us at the start of the act, so it totals to 3 bind. Okay, let's get strength on Miranaya. That was given to Roland, meaning that everybody has 1 strength now. Cool. Okay, let's start. We can go for the city on this. We can try for Crimson Claws. Then, does Ogre Kick win here? I think with Paralysis we have no shot at winning, so we might as well just will the city that. Though we can win here, we don't have 3 light though. Okay, well I guess we won't even try. So 4 dice aren't that great because it means I can't really clash with them all, so we'll either get inflicted with 1 vulnerable on Roland or on Helland. I think it's fine to have it on Roland. Okay, but what page should we use to retake it? Wheels? I don't know. I think Renga should be fine. And then let's actually think who do we want to target first. Because Elec has the potential to build up a lot of strengths, while Delec can inflict a lot of stuff and Bono I guess just deals damage. So I think we definitely should beat Elec first so he does not stack any strengths. Okay, double slashing counter. Do we go for that? I think we can try. If we win the first clash, we'll basically nullify the paralysis. I don't think I should clash with this actually. If I do, I'll just lose more stagger. Let's do that. Okay, let's start. Yeah, Renga works even under paralysis because Muse prowess. We aren't going to deal that much damage right now, but next scene is going to be better. Also, we still have 3 bind for some reason, and paralysis is stacking up already. Okay, well that means that probably won't be dealing any damage next scene, but we'll see. Elec is taking some nice damage, which is always great. Do we go for Urgent or Scars first? Or do we go for Pale Hands actually? I think Pale Hands might be the better play here. Knowing that Roland now... Oh, Vulnerable is Fragile. Okay, well... that explains that ability. So I think Crystal Delia definitely beats this, and then we can also... What do we want to use here? We want to use Slash attacks. I think Delgova is not going to work here, right? Yeah, I don't think Delgova is enough. We might want to go for Atelier Logic or Alice Workshop. Or Old Boys, that might work as well. It also gives me light, so I am more inclined to use that page. Okay, let's go for this. We have Pierce power up, so we'll definitely win the first clash. Let's draw a page, so we have a full hand at the start of the next scene. Crazy Grass into Elec. Okay, let's see, I want to use Coordinated Assault here. I also have a Pierce power up, meaning that the last die will be strong. We can get Endurance, so we don't take that much damage. And after that we can go for the city on this unit to die, though we'll probably lose a clash or 2. We won't take that much damage because of our Trigram. Okay, so... I'm more inclined to use Augury Kick here and just take this completely. Can't really use another Augury Kick, so let's just go for Crazy Grass on Elec. Or we can draw a page and hope for a BC. And it's not here. Also I can go for the city. Okay, I've used all the trigrams, now it's time to fight. Yeah, we'll deal some nice damage to Alec here. We actually lost the first clash to Delak somehow, even at +2 to Pierce. That's weird. Okay, another clash win. We've dealt some additional damage with spell heads. Great clash wins. Okay, well, not really. Alec is at half HP, by the way, or even less. We can go for Scars or Urgent right now. I think Urgent might be better because we do want to have speed. Okay, well, that is speed. This isn't. Wait, how can we roll 1 speed when we... Oh, because we have 1 bind. That was originally 2 speed. Okay. So we can do this, then we can go for the city for the die. We can get endurance here for higher chance at winning clashes. I guess we can do your logic this, and then we're going to go for Durandal as well. This might stagger. I hope it will. Okay, can't get strings here, but it's fine. Let's restore, draw on page. And then we're going to go for Build the City or Confrontation. I think with that emotion level, we should go for Confrontation. Not on that die, on this one. We do have BC now, which is great. Can't retake anything, but it's fine. We can just deal damage to Alec and stack up a lot of strengths. Let's gain endurance, because why not? That will be given to health, which is fine. Let's start. Yeah, Teleologic wins clashes. No, we gave him his stagger back. Now we probably won't stagger him with Durandal. Okay, that was a 14. I like slash power-ups. Yo, we actually tied the clash here. Yeah, 1 stagger. Sadly, Alec is not staggered now. Okay, now he is. Great. And we finish him off. Or not. Okay, well, that's fine. Now we can start using our overpowered round to kill other people. By doing this, then we can use Ilkova to finish off Alec. Coordinated Assault should beat this, right? And then also get some strengths and protection, I think, yeah. Strength protection and stagger protection on a random ally. We do have 6 strengths in round, so he literally soaked up all of the strengths from Ruina. That's kind of unlucky, honestly. I would prefer it to be spread between multiple people. Restore 1 light, we'll just burn through our trigrams here. Let's go for True Trigram Formation. That will give us even more light, actually. Supersonic Technique, and let's go. Wow, that was actually really close. We barely won the clash. Also probably should have changed the order of attacks, because using blunt damage on Delak would have been much more efficient than on Bono. Wow, 15. I think we rolled max there. We're powering through the counter dice and block dice of the enemies. Let's go learn. Let's also go remorse. And now we can use said remorse to finish off Delak. And then we're going to start attacking Bono with all of our might. Let's go for Old Boys Workshop here. Wait, what is it taken? Yeah, we can go for Old Boys Workshop here. And then let's go for Learn. Cause why not? LS Workshop and then Mook Workshop. Well, we'll use double string counter to counter that body and arms. Let's get strengths on everybody. 2 strengths have been given to Harold, which is okay because he'll be using double string counter on Bono. Okay, confrontation, graze the grass. Let's also deal damage to Delek upon her being staggered. Then more damage to Bono. I think I want to kill Bono first. And then we will move on to Delek, who is basically already staggered because of remorse. Okay. Bono is staggered. We actually stagger her with True Trigram instead of remorse. Okay, Bono is taking a lot of damage right here. Actually taking more than double damage, that's weird. I don't think I have like any smoke effect or something that will amplify damage. Alright, because having a strength trigram will give me an ability to deal more damage than usual. Of course, it buffs me damage I think by 30%. Can't really check right now because I don't have a single one of those trigrams. But I think that's right. I also think that this should be enough. Okay, let's go for Zilkov as well. Okay, and that is the end of this reception. The reception of Gaze Office Plus has been concluded. Now we can look at the new stuff that we got from it. Let's take the floor of Bina for that. We can go into Urban Plague and we have Elec Plus, we have Bono Plus, and we have Delek Plus. The HP has been notably toned down, but the stagger is still the same. It's weird that Elec has his HP toned down to 134 while also being weak, while we have... Wait, this... I have no idea where I put my... Oh, right, on host floor. Now just let Nezek load, yeah. And Gyeonmi has 207 with a double weakness. That's kind of weird that Gyeonmi has that much more HP than Elec, or Bono, or Delek. Actually, now we have a different HP spread. Now Bono has the most. Well, that's interesting. I guess I might be using Bono. I don't think I'll be using Elec or Delek because they have weaknesses. And also Elec is not that much stronger than Bono. And he doesn't have an exclusive page. Nobody does actually out of them. So it doesn't matter who we use. Okay, now onto the second reception, the reception of the Carnival Plus. It requires a Book of the Carnivals, Book of the Distortion, and, well, here it is. Alpha Plus, Beta Plus, and Gamma Plus. Beforehand, they all shared the same page. They did have the names Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, but they all used the page of the Carnival, meaning that now instead of the page of the Carnival, we get 3 unique pages. So they all have the same stats and the same endurances and the same abilities, but those are different pages, meaning that we have the ability to equip 3 of them at once even though they're object art, which is weird. But they do have different loadouts. Let's see, Bizarre Attack Plus on use draw 1 page, on hit deal 10 stagger damage to target. That's an insane amount of stagger damage. I think I might use Bizarre Attack on left to quickly stagger Tamre. I think this page can be abused because of its ability to deal true stagger damage. Then we have as a prescript orders, which also draws 1 page, restores 1 light on Clash Win, and inflicts bleed on hit. This page doesn't seem to be too bad. It is a 0 cost draw 1 light, draw 1 page, restore 1 light, but you have to win a clash. I mean, the roll is not bad. 49 is actually okay, in my opinion. When used against weaker pages, it can actually win clashes and restore your light. So this might be usable. I don't know if I will use it, but this can be used. Then we have Will It Be Tasty Plus. On hit recovers 3 HP if the target's stagger resistance is 75% or 75% or less. This deals 10 extra damage, so we can deal insane damage against enemies with low stagger resistance, but we have to hit those dice, and the roll ranges aren't that great. Then we have Will Make Fine Silk Plus. On use, draw one page, and gains +1 power for each page in hand, and then it adds Fascinating Fabric to each other's hands. So it can get a max of +9 power, and this seems to be okay. It also draws a page on top of everything, so we can use it. Also, I wonder if Fascinating Fabric is the same as it was before, or is it a different version of it? Okay, now we have Tailoring Plus. 5 cost, 11 to 15, 2 dice, 1 hit inflicts 3 bleed this next scene and the scene after. I think Tailoring Plus is not that strong of a page, but not for the reasons of it not being strong of a page on its own, but because there is a page, Time for a Beater, which is 4 cost and has higher rolls, 3 dice, and is generally much better than Tailoring. I mean, even with the bleed, this is probably going to deal more damage. I mean, it is an object art page, meaning that we can't really use multiple of them, but this does cost 5 light, so it seems like Tailoring is not that great of a page for the player, but the enemy might use it a lot. Okay, and also we have a new page, Feast Plus, 6 to 10 die. On hit recovers 3 HP and the same ability as the other page. Beta actually doesn't have, but tasty, yeah. Actually only Alpha has this page and only one copy of it. But it's not that strong, that's weird. Okay, now let's actually go through the abilities of the Carnival. We have Speed 3, the usual ability, we have Liquefied Flash, Grace of the Prescript, Blood Fiendish, and Remembrance Plus, the only new ability. When an ally dies, gains 3 strengths each scene. Before it was 2 strengths, now it is 3, so it is basically like Lone Fixer, but you have to have your ally die. This actually isn't that bad. I mean, it is 8 cost, sure, but if you use the page itself, it's not that bad. Okay, and we have to fight 3 on 3, so that's the reason why they only have speed 3 instead of speed 2. So this will be a pretty tight matchup, knowing that they actually have higher speed than us, and wow, well, that's kind of unfortunate. So let's go for Will Make Fine Silk Plus. We'll fight that with probably Renga, I mean at +5. Oh, they have +2. Maybe I'll alert them. And I can also retake a page. But what page do we retake? And with what? And we have Feast or Will Make Fine Silk to retake here. I don't know if Renga at +1 wins this. Yeah, it does win this because there is no +2, so we have a slight advantage there. Okay, now we have to clash with one of those. We can clash with Feast, sure. Let's get strength as well, so we can deal additional damage. Marinere, please give strength to Roland. Thank you. Okay, now we'll go for another Trigram. Then we'll also go for Graze the Grass against this page. This shouldn't proc its ability, so I'm not very afraid of it. And I actually don't know who we should attack first, who we should focus here. They are all weak to Slash, by the way, so I have to keep that in mind when using my pages. Trigram should deal fine damage here with its second die. Yeah, I'll have to take some damage. It's fine. Well, it actually isn't fine because we don't want to stagger, like at all. Okay, we'll stop. Thank you. Let's see, 12 hands definitely should be taken here because I want to stagger them quickly. Is Tailoring being used? Yeah, of course it is. No, Fascinating Fabric is the same thing as usual. It's not going to be Tailoring now, so there's no need for it. It just takes up space. Okay, let's see. I think we can get rid of Tailoring Plus with by using Will's Industry. Or do you want to be cool and use Durandal? I mean, we'll have +7. That should be fine. Yeah, let's be cool, let's use that. No, actually that is really close to their rolls, so even though I want to use the Randall here, I'll probably lose Industry, because we can lose a lot of HP from that one page. Okay, let's do this, so we can get another Fascinating Fabric and lock our hand, basically. Cousin Claws, why not? Let's take Endurance now for everyone. Roland did not get the Endurance, but it's fine. Olivier has 2 now. Ogre Kick can hit this, right? I hope it will. And then we can be into something. Doesn't really matter what. Okay, let's actually now think who do we want to kill first. I think Beref should be gone first, because he does have the lowest stagger right now. So let's do that. Now let's start. Yeah, that was a 14. I doubt I would have been able to beat that with Durandal. Also, I've taken a lot of damage here. Okay, we do have 3 strengths from Ogre Kick, and we have taken some damage because the ability of the page has been procced. Let's go for Urgent, maybe? No, let's get Scars for Roland. Yeah, and somehow Alpha is getting destroyed here instead of Beta. Well, it's fine. I'll just kill Alpha first. We can definitely deflect Stagger with Fascinating Fabrics here. And let's do a different thing here. Let's go Crystal Atelier on this Feast, so we can deal a lot of damage. And with Fascinating Fabric against this will make Faint Silk, we'll still have a much higher roll on the first die, and that should be enough to stagger, right? If it isn't, then I'll just evade all of the stuff with the second die. Then we have Confrontation, and then we'll just start attacking other people. Oh, not people. Carnival creatures. I actually still don't know what they are. What species of anything. Let's draw another page here. That page is Crazy Grass, okay. Nice, we have a stagger here. That's another stagger, okay. Now I regret using Fascinating Fabric on Roland. Okay, but did not get a new emotion level because Roland used Fascinating Fabric. Well, it's fine. Let's go for Muka Workshop plus Zulkova Workshop on here, and we'll retake these clashes with other people. It's Storm Light, we just have to burn through trigrams. Oh wow, wait, how did I do it? Nice. We can go for this Fascinating Fabric. They do have +2, which is actually +4 on this page, so you might lose the clash. I don't know. Well, I think let's start attacking staggered people. Let's do that. We're going to deal a lot of damage to Alpha, but I doubt that will kill him. Okay, well, that's much higher than I expected. I thought that rolls will be high, but a lot lower than they were. Okay, let's learn so we can get tailoring. Also, we want to have slash damage here. So tailoring isn't being used. It actually is really rarely used, which is weird. I would expect it to be used all the time, but it isn't. Okay, I want that to be Crystal Yard. And then we'll probably use Roland to kill Alpha. We have to get rid of them really quickly here. Can't use Facilitating Fabric, that's unfortunate. I'm guessing we can use less Workshop here just so we take less damage. Bishi, sure. Ogre Cake, sure. Go the city, sure. Okay, we have another page here. We can go for Crimson Claws. We can also go for Crazy Grass and another Crazy Grass. Oh, I actually forgot to use any trigrams. Well, it's sad that I remembered only after not doing it, and I actually didn't hit Ogre Cake, so we didn't have any strengths, and why am I losing clashes all of a sudden? That's not great. Okay, this should stagger, that's for sure. Yeah, it does. Why did I even clash with Gamma, or better? I should have not clashed with them when they had been attacked by Marinette. Okay, let's do this. Remorse on Feast. This should kill. Now for this guy. We have 2 Triangle Formation. Even though it is 5 light, it's fine. Let's get Strengths. We get Strengths on Billionaire as well. That will be translated to Roland. I mean, that should kill, so I think I'm not going to do anything else after that. Then we can Graze the Grass. Velocity on this Bizarre attack. Graze the Grass again. Let's all the boys this. No, let's Atelier Logic that. We'll use Atelier Logic to beat Feast, and then we're going to use Ranger Workshop to beat the Precept Orders by having +1. Can't really use anything else here. Well, I can, technically, but I'm not going to. Okay, time to start. That gets an additional +2. Now Remorse. Actually, Staggers almost kills. Renga does. Nice. Gamma is the first one fallen. Now we use Dragon Formation to destroy Alpha. And we'll have better to worry about. Who will take some additional damage, and now we have a fight 1-on-1. We can Furioso. That's really good. I'm gonna use it on the Bizarre attack. Then we're going to Old Boys Workshop. This is the Precept Orders. Okay, so there is a Tailoring on the 4 speed die. Let's go that. Let's go for... I mean, we can get Strengths, and that's the only thing that we need, so it doesn't matter what we go for. Fascinating Fabric, Subside Technique, just stuff that generally gives me more pages and then more strengths. Can't use for the city, it's fine. Mook Workshop. And Fabric, because why not? Let's start. Furioso. A really cool looking ability. I still love the animation of Furioso. I think it's still my favorite one. And now we just destroy Beta. 22 damage, and that is the end. Victory. Curtain call for the reception of the Carnival. Okay, well, I see. And we get not that many books, but 2 of everyone. Once again, I have burned them all, because why wouldn't I? Let's use Holcom's Flaw for this one. Key page, Combat Legend, and we can get some of the pages. And yeah, so one problem with the pages is that the head is still visible. Yeah, to the creator of the mod, you might want to fix that. Everything else is the same, they have the same properties, the same HP, the same stagger, the same speed, the same resistances, the same passives. So basically 3 of the same page, but they're all object darts, so you wouldn't normally get 3 of the same page of object dart quality, but now you can. They have okay HP, but they do have a weakness here, so it's not that great. Lattice Blood Fiendish, Remembrance, Grace of the Prescript. This is not a bad page, like at all. Blood Fiendish in general is just a great ability, and now you get it on top of some strong abilities installed into the page. So actually this might be a good page, like, except for the slash weakness. That is a problem. But everything else is great. Additional defensive dice power, Blood Fiendish with strength gain, even more strength with Remembrance, Grace of the Prescript, so even more strengths. This is basically like the dream of every Library of Ruina player, just having a page that stacks strengths all the time. This seems to be like great. So yeah, that's it for today. This video has been much shorter than the previous one, because we only have 2 receptions that aren't multi-act and they all have 1 act with 3 enemies, so that was interesting. Next up we'll be beating the receptions of Full Stop Office and Dawn Office. The reason why I went for these 2 first is because I think both of these receptions will be much more difficult, like they were in the original game, so I think it would be better to have more pages before that. Not like I'm using these pages, but if I'm going to start losing, then I think I might want to utilize some of the newly found key pages, like for example the pages of the Carnival, because these seem really strong. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.